What's going on, guys? I'm here with David from Fire Horse Forge. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Great, great. How was your Blade Show West?
It's been awesome. I've met some really amazing people, seeing people's work and getting into the whole fellowship vibe of all these crazy knife makers around here.
Is this your first trade show?
It's my first knife show.
Oh,
yeah,
right on.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of jewelry and blacksmith type shows, art fairs and art shows and gallery shows and all that sort of thing. But this is my first time as a knife maker in a knife show.
How long have you been making knives?
I started playing around with them. Well, I've been blacksmithing for 30 years and focusing on high-end architectural work and tool making. And I've always played with knives, but in the last 5 years, I have seriously focused on knife making.
You do some Damascus?
I do. Yep, I make my own Damascus.
Somebody wanting to make Damascus who has never made Damascus, what tips would you give them?
Well, if you're taking the step into going into making some Damascus steel, spend a little extra money and buy good material.
Okay.
Yeah, find a good supplier, whether it's Alpha, Steel Baron,
Know where your steel's
Atlas.
coming from.
Know where your steel's coming from. Start with clean, good steel. I mean, if you're adventurous and you want to just go for it with the junkyard steel, you know, and recycle bandsaw blades and stuff like that, totally go for it. That's the first thing I ever did. But knowing what I know now, it stacks the odds a little bit more in your favor. So I would say get good steel.
That's wise.
And have a good forge. And if you're using YouTube as your source of information, cross-reference. Pick up a book. Books are still the best way.
Which a lot of us do use YouTube, me as well, but that's
Absolutely.
very smart to really filter what kind of information you're getting in, make sure it's solid and good.
Yeah.
Tell me one of your most interesting or crazy shop stories in building knives.
In building knives?
It can get, maybe in a machine shop or in a blacksmith setting.
I had a woman want me to make her some breast cups, and
That's it.
we had to do a little fitting. It was.
That's pretty crazy.
It was pretty. I mean, that was pretty crazy.
Right on.
It stayed clean. You know, it was all good. But it was. It's the most nervous I've ever been in my shop. That's for sure. Let's see, crazy. I don't know. Injuries are always crazy.
Yeah, those are always
fun. But yeah. So I smashed my fingers open one time on a power hammer.
On a power hammer?
Yeah. So see
what
the scars there? I don't know.
What happened there? Where was the miscommunication?
So I was using a friend's. So no, my foot was not anywhere near the treadle. But a friend of mine had a very leaky 3B nasal, and the hotter it got, the more irregular it would be. So instead of just hanging and oscillating at idle, it would every now and then just go, just decide to come down and say hello. Well, I had some kiss blocks that I had made, and they had a little kind of saddle that held them on the bottom die. And I was in a hurry, and I was doing this big architectural job, and I was working big stock, and I was on my very last bar, reached over to pull the kiss block off, and the hammer came down and grabbed my finger right between the kiss block and the die. So it basically grabbed the side of my finger and ripped it open. So and just barely kissed the other one. In my typical form, I reached back in, tossed the kiss block off of there, and finished forging before I bothered, because I didn't want to lose that heat. You know, I wanted to be done. I didn't want to stick it back in. I wanted to finish my heat so I could go back in and
dedication.
So then I took off my glove, realized what had happened because it was a hot seal, and I went and rinsed it off and threw a butterfly bandage on there, called it good.
All right.
So yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
In one sentence, what made you start making knives, or why did you start making knives?
Conan the Barbarian. The original movie.
Nice.
With Arnold. Yeah, Ballard neighborhood of Seattle, Washington.
All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, we're gonna go check out some of his products on his table and have a look. It's fantastic work, guys. I've been checking it out all weekend. So let's go do that right now. All right, David, you want to pick up some of these knives and talk about them? What do we got going on here?
I have, for this Gyoto, it's about 8 3/4 inches, and it's a feather Damascus made out of 1080 and 15N20 with little pure nickel veins running through it, silicon bronze and vulcanized G10 spacer with a stabilized beefwood handle that actually has a bit of a feather pattern in it, but it's a very dark wood, so it's kind of hard to see that in there. But if you look real closely, you can see how both the patterns flow into each other with the wood and the steel.
Yeah, totally.
Here we have a Hakata style blade with a 1080 and 15N20 basket weave pattern that I've forged out. And then it's got a dyed California Buckeye burl handle. And here we have another 5160 axe. This is sort of a Scandinavian carving axe based pattern. And it's got an American hickory handle. And that's another workhorse tool.
Awesome.
There.
Thank you very much, David. I really appreciate this.
Thank you very much.
Where can people find you?
You can find me at firehorseforge.co. Yeah.
Check out his work, guys.
Or on Instagram as Firehorseforge.
Awesome. I will tag him on Instagram and where you can find his YouTube video too. So I appreciate it.
Right on, man.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Right on.
Cool. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Painless.